I'm Blaine Washburn with eXp Realty, Utah's high-tech agent. I'm here representing Neighbors Under the G, and we are presenting you this month's Community Spotlight. We have Steve and Camille Hadley, who are pillars of our Pleasant Grove community. They've lived here for a very long time, and they've done so much for the people here in our community, and they bring so much good here. And so I just want to ask you, how long have you guys actually lived in Pleasant Grove?
35 to 37 years here, and my wife, of course, was born and raised here and lived here all her life.
Well, and my great-great-grandfather was sent by Brigham Young to settle Pleasant Grove. He was one of the first three here that staked out all of the town, basically. So roots run really deep with me.
So your family has been here for like 150, 170 years?
That's correct. Yeah, I haven't been. But my family has.
That's incredible. And just the fact that you've both lived here for 35, 37, 38 years, that's amazing as well. You're a long timer. You guys know Pleasant Grove well. So that means that you went to high school here.
Yes.
Pleasant Grove High School
Right where it is now. Right, yep.
And which junior high did you go to?
I went to the old junior high where the police station or the fire station is now.
Oh, gosh.
That's where I went to high school.
I bet you there's
junior high.
many in the community who didn't even know it used to be there.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It wasn't that long ago that they tore down the old gym. At the rec center was where I played basketball and had PE every day.
Yes, and I miss that old rec center.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That floor with the springs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. And we're just so happy that you guys are here in Pleasant Grove with us all. And so you probably have a lot of family still that lives here then?
I do. Yeah. My father worked at Pleasant Grove High School. My parents have lived here. I've got brothers and sisters around here. My grandparents lived here. So yeah, we've had a lot of relatives.
And definitely pillars of our community. So tell me a little bit about your family. I hear that your family is a little bit homemade. Tell us what that means.
Well, we have 6 adopted children, and 2 are from LDS Social Service, 2 from Catholic Charities, and 2 from
State of Ohio.
Or Illinois. Illinois and Ohio. So those 2. And 3 boys, 3 girls.
Okay, that's fantastic. And how old are they now, and what are they doing?
Well, there's 5 years between the oldest and the youngest.
Okay.
They are 30, our oldest is turning 36 this year.
Oh, so they're mostly all grown up then.
Oh, yes, yeah. And our youngest is 31, turning 31. And they live Cedar City, Oregon, Salt Lake, Vineyard, Pleasant Grove. We've got them a bit scattered.
I can tell you guys are amazing parents, and I already know that they're amazing kids.
We've got keepers, not one of them came that we've ever said, oh, really? They were meant to be ours, every one of them, and we've never looked back. We're so grateful for each one.
Would you be willing to share with us a little bit about how they became part of your family? How did that happen?
Well, when we were first married, we joined a group called Hope of Utah, and there were many members, Strongs, Aaron and Bonnie Card, who live old-time members, many here in the community that had adopted children. And then we started going to those organizations, and then, like I say, we went through LDS Social Service for 2, and
so our oldest is biracial. Her mother was black, and her father was black, and her mother was white. And she came through family services with the LDS.
3 days old.
And we went through a lot of study, a lot of soul searching. People who are now going through a lot of racial issues and coming to terms with it. We did clear back 36 years ago, and we come to terms with it. Not terms that necessarily. We took our stand then, and it was these children were meant to be ours. And it was unusual to go to LDS Social Services and be open to that. The worker, he made us go back and go back and go back for interview after interview after interview, making sure we knew what we were doing. We weren't taking it lightly, and then he realized that, yeah, we were in for a pinch, in for a pound, and we were, and so then we got Nicole, and Preston came through there. But between there, we didn't. Quentin.
It's Catholic Charities.
He's through Catholic Charities. We got a phone call from Catholic Charities because we had been, well, no, to take it back, Hope of Utah had some books.
Exchange books.
And I was in charge of them. And you'd go through these books and they'd have all these kids needing homes. Mm-hmm. But they wanted you to make $500,000 a year, and they wanted them to all have their own bedroom, and they needed to be bilingual. All these things that were just not happening. And you'd call and they'd say, oh yeah, already placed, or oh yeah, no you won't, I don't know. But when I called about Quentin, the lady, his caseworker, was so open, and we talked forever. And finally when we hung up, she says, oh, I hope you get him, I just know this is right. And that never happens. That never happened. We'll get back to you was always the, and then we got Quentin. And they all came in that manner. There was something, miracles that happened, confirmations with every single one, to where, yeah, our kids are not just random. They were meant to be.
Well, that warms my heart. And you know, one of the reasons why we wanted to spotlight you two is because we've had people in the community that have reached out and they've shared with me how golden your guys' hearts are, and just how you love people, and I can absolutely see it in you. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. I don't know. That's awfully humbling.
So Steve, let me ask you. I hear you that you work here at. We're actually filming this at Grovecrest Junior or Elementary School, and he works here. And when we were coming to this room, we had passed like 5 kids in about 30 yards, or 6 or 7 maybe even, and he said hello to every one of them, and they were all like, hello, Mr. Hadley, and they were just all smiley, and he knew their names. He said hello back to them. I was super impressed with that. So obviously he knows these kids well. Tell us a little bit about your experience here.
Well, I've been here 12 years, and so I've seen kids.
You started at the old one.
I started the old one, and this is, of course, has been 5 years in this new one. But kids will see me in the hall, or they'll see me at the store, they'll see me at Strawberry Days, and they'll pull on their parent's shoulder and say, oh, there's Mr. Hadley. My kids laugh and joke, and they say that I have my groupies, but I have a lot of kids that I've seen through the years that have come and gone through this school. And it's been a lot of fun, and that's partly why I do it, is I enjoy the kids and seeing them, seeing their faces, their smiles.
Well, and he had a chance to go to another job, and I think I told him it's my fault. I was praying that he wouldn't get that job, even though it was more money, and life is a struggle living on custodian wages, but they love him and he loves them, and he makes a difference. They see him living his ideals and his goals, and he lives what he preaches. And the kids know that.
Well, you know, having adults like you here at the school is so important for these kids, because that's what makes them want to come to school. And so thank you so much for the way that you treat our kids that attend Grovecrest Elementary, and how well you've gotten to know them. Thank you. All right, and Camille, I said I have some questions for you. This is another one of the reasons why we wanted to showcase her. She is doing things above and beyond. Yeah, we have so many good people in our community who are watching out for their neighbors, and who are making treats for them and doing all kinds of little things. But she's taken a little bit different approach than most people, and I've just been super impressed with what she's doing. And so, tell us a little bit about these little messages that you bring to people and leave on their doors and so forth. Explain to us what that is, how you got started with it, and what it's all about.
Well, I've become a little bit obsessed or a little bit crazy, I don't know, but actually today is National Plant a Flower Day, and so everyone should go out and plant a flower. And I was looking for a connection, a way to connect and not be awkward and walk into somebody's house with a smile and something to celebrate. And these national days just created that. And it started out small with just two or three families that we were asked to minister to while visiting and home teaching back then.
Mm-hmm.
And we started out taking them some socks. And they loved those socks, and the feedback and the look on their face and the joy that those silly little socks brought kind of was the start of it. And then we did bread on Homemade Bread Day, and we've done, oh my goodness, we've done National Squirrel Day and Kazoo Day. It started out so small, and I think Kazoo Day I know that was well over 100 kazoos, people around tooting their kazoos, because it's just, it's a reason to, it's an excuse to celebrate everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and then with the pandemic, when everything shut down and people were so afraid, and they were needing that connection, sorry about that, they were needing a connection. They were needing somebody, and then too, I was doing it for my kids and my grandkids. My daughter married a man that has 3 teenagers, and my other daughter lives in Oregon. It's really hard to connect to grandkids that don't live here, especially like the teenagers. So I started doing things for them, and it's just blossomed. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so I've got a little pinch-proof button that we took around. Well, we took the buttons around last year. This year we're doing bracelets, but the buttons are just with a little message. Some of the things we do have a message on them. So sometimes you just want a reason to just have fun. So I've got it's National Pig Day, let's party. And we took around little piggies. And most of the time I put a little elastic on them and just hang it on their doorknob. And for 30 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever, they find joy. They look, they find something on there. Who doesn't like finding something on your doorknob that's not a bill or not a shut-off notice or not a,
Or a solicitation. It's just something nice.
Exactly. And Frog Day is coming up. World Frog Day. I do national days, international days. I look for any excuse to celebrate. And so the little frog, tell all your concerns to this little frog. If that doesn't help, give me a call instead, and I would love to listen. And then it just has our name. And I'm very serious, and the people that I take it to know that I want a connection. I want to be there. It's not just, if you're hurting, I'm hurting. If you're celebrating, I'm celebrating. We're in this together. Whatever it is we're going through, whether it's a pandemic or just a death of a loved one, we're in it together. And by doing these little things, it's a connection. It's a one-on-one, everything in love. And I hope I don't butcher this, but there's a quote that I just love that's anytime you come across something good, the first thing to do is share it with everyone you come in contact with. That way the good spreads out where no telling it will go. In Forrest Carter's book, The Education of the Little Tree, that was a quote. And this is a way to come across something good and share it with everyone that I find. So I've just become obsessed. We've got National Oreo Day, or Use It or Lose It, Train Your Brain Day. There's a reason to celebrate every day.
So how many of these do you think you've left on people's doors over the years?
Hundreds. I know that I've gone through cases of paper, and I don't know how many hundreds of little baggies, and hundreds.
And what kind of an effect has that had on people as you've delivered these and interacted with them?
One day I got a text. I had just dropped something off, and I got a text from somebody that said, I just found out I had cancer, but I got that on my doorstep. And I could smile for a few minutes and have hope. Sometimes I'll have one extra, because I try and plan out, but I try and have extras, so I go with a prayer that it will get to the person that needs it. That day she needed that. She just needed somebody to connect with. Mm-hmm. And we've done, and now they go in the mail. They go out to missionaries. I had somebody in Mapleton call my sister and say, what are we doing for National Gardening Day? And I I didn't know we were doing National Gardening Day, but we did National Gardening Day. So, and I don't know how far she sent it, but it went to all of her ministering and visiting teachers and neighbors. And so my sister gives them to her kids. They've gone all over the country. So.
And I love the goodness that it spreads out to people across our community, and it sounds like into other states, and who knows how far it goes. And I just want to thank you guys for what you're doing and the good that you are bringing to our community. One of the things that you can sense from Camille and Steve when we talk to them and they share these experiences with us is that even though they're the ones that that's giving, they're the ones that are receiving, because of the blessings that and the feelings that you have and the way that you impact people's lives. And when you bring light and happiness into their lives, it's truly rewarding. And we hope that we can follow your example and that we can continue to spread that out into our community. Let's make our community as close as we can, and reach out to your neighbors and friends and make sure you're letting them know that you care about them. So again, thank you so much for your example.
Well, thank you for what you're doing. When you start spotlighting in written print and good things that are out there, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right. And you guys are well deserved of this spotlight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know that that's true, but thank you.
It is definitely true. So again, this is Steve and Camille Hadley, and absolute pillars in our community, bringing good to our community. Thanks again.
Thank you.